Today I'm joined with my best mate Harriet.
Hi.
And we're going to be heading down the river for a overnighter trip, so stay tuned. So here's our boats all blown up. Harriet's still setting up her seat at the back. She's got more chambers to blow up than me. So on the boat, got water, my rucksack, camera, my seat, and our food bag and the boat bag. So pretty loaded up. Good job we bought 2 separate boats. And then there's hats is set up. And here's all our gear. Set off now and we're just going down the river. Yeah, it's nice. The flow's quite strong because it's quite high tide. How you finding it, Hans?
Great. It's so calm.
How's the boat?
Yeah, it's a bit wobbly, but
We're in about 10 minutes. We're getting used to these paddles, so we're used to just one oar each side, sharing a boat. But yeah, the sun's coming out, it's nice. Portaged out the river and we're back here. What are we doing now, Hats?
just having a break, having something to munch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You enjoying it?
Yeah, loving it. We had to get out, didn't we, because of all the trees and carry the boats.
Yeah. A lot of fallen trees on the river, so had to portage. Said our crisps, what did you have?
What are they called? Sweet chilli heat waves.
Yeah, minging old crisps. And I had something else.
Peking duck.
Yeah. Yeah, so just to fuel up and gonna go back downstream. We're staying at this camp tonight.
If we ever make it.
Yeah, so it's been a really good trip so far. So last time me and Louise came on this trip, we said we wanted to get some wet bags, and finally I've got one. And one for the camera and one for the food, so sorted now. And maple tree here. It's quite difficult steering my own boat and filming, so sorry for the shakiness. Finally made it to the camp. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's nice. Nice to have some shelter for tonight.
Got our fire pit. It's a nice little camp in here. Bit of rope coming down here, a bit going into the water, so that's how we got up. We climbed up this and pulled our boats up, so it's a really steep banking, so it was quite difficult, but that's what teamwork does. Yeah, it's a really nice camp. It's just getting out of her wet clothes. I've done the same, as it's a dinghy, not a dinghy, inflatable. It gets quite wet in there, as we got muddy shoes and the water from our oars and things like that. So it's best to get out of our wet clothes so we keep nice and warm and don't get damp or anything. So why you should always bring spare clothes with you. So yeah, we've set up our bedding for the night, and our clothes are hanging on the rope of the tarp. But yeah, it's a good spot. It's nice.
So now Becky's just chopping up some wood that we cut for our steak later on.
bit of oxygen. So around us we're covered in wild garlic, so it's all over the island. So we're thinking of putting some on our steak, which would be nice. It smells really strong, doesn't it?
Yeah, really strong. These are all the wild garlic. Big leaves and pale stem. They're giving off a really strong smell. And we're going to use that for our steak. Got our steaks ready on the griddle.
Right, what's been your favourite bit of today?
I think getting warm by the fire after getting wet from the boat ride earlier. And we had to get out.
Yeah. You feel cosy now?
Yeah, warming up my feet on the fire.
Yeah, your traders got pretty soaked, didn't they?
Yeah, pretty muddy.
Mhm. That's your favourite bit?
Yeah, what was yours?
I think it'll be eating them steaks. Or the whole journey. It's been really fun.
Yeah, it's been so good.
Can't wait for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Starting to organise our food and our water, lay it all out and get it all ready for tomorrow and this evening. Just put the veg in the pan and the little pot. We're just waiting for the fire to turn into embers and then we'll start cooking.
Becky's just going to put the steak onto the embers. Nice and ready. And then that should be done quite soon. The steak's cooking and we're just putting our veg on now. Giving that a little stir. It should be done soon.
Please, give it one last heat at the moment. find dinner, Hats?
Oh, it's delicious.
It's getting dark now, isn't it?
Yeah. How did you find dinner?
Yeah, it's lovely. Nice bit of meat.
Worth the wait?
Yeah. And Hats is just washed up.
Yeah.
Done the fire. Sorting our bed out for the night, all our gear. And then we'll just chill around the fire, and we've got some hot chocolate as well. So we've just put some water on the fire to boil up for a hot chocolate before we go to bed. Just waiting for that to boil now. So we've got some nice Galaxy hot chocolates in their little sachets. Hot chocolates up. There you go, Hats.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Nice and milky. What are you finding it?
Oh my god, it's burnt my tongue.
Right, we're in bed now. Nice and cosy. Starting to rain. So we've got all our gear and we put the boat behind us because we're kind of on a slope, so it's cover so the rain don't come down onto us. There's the boat. And with the tarp we've put bits of black tape on in case any bits of rain come through onto us. So we're well prepared. You had a nice day?
Yeah, really chilled. Nice and cosy.
You learnt anything from today?
Yeah, learned how to feather some sticks.
Feather sticks?
Yeah, it was quite good. Got my rowing skills better.
That's good. And it's your first camp out for a while, isn't it?
Yeah, for a couple of months.
Yep. So it's gonna be a good night. It's a bit hard on the floor. I'm used to my mat, but it's only one night, so we'll be all right. Might have a few sore backs in the morning.
Yeah. Good night.
All right, night, guys. See you tomorrow. Just woke up. It's a nice night. How did you sleep?
Yeah, it's alright. We were on a bit of a slope, so we couldn't really stay level. We were sliding down towards the river.
Yeah, so the river, it was heavy rain all night and the river's come up a lot, about half a metre, so you can see it's come up the bank a bit. But yeah, good night. night, it was pelting it down. It's a good job we put the boat there because it stopped the rain flowing down as we were on a slope. And yeah, the river rose really high, so near our feet it's nearly up the bank. But yeah, it was quite a slope, but it was the only really place in the camp we could go, like sleep on. And we didn't want to be hanging out outside the tarp, so it's a good spot for it. So we've got our breakfast on now, bit of bacon, and then we're going to be packing up and going off downstream. Right, so Hat's just eating off our last bits of bacon, and we're going to be heading off soon. So we've pumped our boats as they went down a bit in the night, packed up everything, and then we're going to be heading off. So the water flows really fast today, so we're taking it steady, and I'll try and get the camera out as much as possible. What do you think to say?
Let's rock and roll.
Today I was standing on this tree here and cutting that bit of wood, and now it's completely overflown. So it just shows how much the river's risen even. And then over here it's starting to flood. So it was behind the fence yesterday, and now it's coming up on the bank. So yeah, it was close to coming up towards our feet last night. Pumping your boat, Hats?
Making sure it's all pumped.
How many chambers you got?
5.
5 chambers. Heading off down this bit. We just had a little obstacle back there, had to go over a few trees and weave in and out, and there's a fast current, so that was a bit tricky. How did you find that act?
Yeah, it was hard.
That's the thing with having inflatable boats, you got to be careful with puncturing it and that. So we're going to keep going down now. We've got a few more obstacles, so we might have to portage, depending on how bad it is. Got anything to add? Yeah, it is. We haven't seen anyone since we got dropped off yesterday, so it's been relaxing. Hi guys, sorry the video didn't end and wasn't finished properly. So the trip was going really well actually, everything was going fine. However, I fell in the water when we kept going downstream. The river got quite fast, and like I said, it was really up high, the river, the height of the river, due to so much rain overnight. I wasn't expecting it to get that high, and it led to a really fast current. And there's a lot of fallen trees. It's not very well managed. It's more of like a wild river, so it's not looked after really well. So yeah, I fell in the water. My boat hit the tree, and it kind of went sideways, and everything fell out, including me, which unfortunately is the water has broken my camera, the camcorder I've been using. So right now I'm just on a phone. So sorry about the quality, it's not as good as my camcorder, but I'll be getting it back in about 10 or so days, depending on how quick it gets fixed or if I need to get a new one. So yeah, it damaged that quite badly, but luckily we've still got the video. So yeah, that was a pretty scary moment when the boat tipped up and the current was just pounding me into my boat, and I couldn't get through because there was a big tree in the water. Harriet luckily got through. I don't know how. It was really tricky obstacle. So yeah, it weren't the best moment. I went under the tree, under my boat. It was the only way to get round it or through it. The boat was jammed, and I was trying to grab my my rucksack and all the gear on my boat. There was a lot of stuff in there, and I've obviously lost a lot of stuff as well. Things that weren't in my wet bag got lost or have been damaged or broken. So that's why everyone needs to go out and buy a wet bag if you're going to do trips in the river, because me and Harriet never thought that would happen. We never thought we would fall in. Yeah, it's normally a river that's quite fine, but we obviously didn't expect that. So yeah, that was a good learning curve for both of us really. I come under the tree, under my boat, and I just kept flowing down, going down river, and trying to look for somewhere to get up the banking so I could get out and get some like dry clothes on, try and get a fire going. It was quite cold and the water was freezing, so it wasn't the best situation, and we weren't really close to the roads, so we stopped. Harriet luckily got my wet bag. It floated downstream. I could only grab my camera bag because it just happened so fast, and I went under the boat, and obviously some of my gear come under with me. So she grabbed that. We got out. I had to put some dry clothes on and got my my alcohol stove going to try and warm up a bit. So that was lucky that our stuff was dry, and I had a wool blanket to put around me. And then afterwards we had to try and look for a road, try and look for somewhere to get picked up. So yeah, my boat's still there, it's stuck there now, which is a shame. We went back the other day to try and get it out, but it's completely jammed. It was a good experience. It was good to see how you'd react in them sort of situations when you're really panicking. So I had to just kind of stay calm and think of what to do. So I tried to grab my bags and kind of tip out slowly, but try and keep the boat up. And then the time I was in the water, I was trying to grab onto any sticks or trees above me, but the current was too strong and it just pulled me under. So I think that I'm so glad that I wore a life jacket, otherwise it could have been a different story now. Because I think that's what brought me back up the other side of the tree. It put me afloat again, and when I was going down the river it kept me afloat, which is great. So I'm glad I'm an average swimmer, because that did help in that situation. But yeah, we were both really shocked that a situation that was going so well and having such fun could change just that quick. So we had to just keep cool, try not to panic, and we just had to keep going downstream until we could get somewhere to pull in and stay warm, really. So yeah, it was apart from that, it was a great trip, and I'm glad the video did come out. But it just always shows you how don't ever underestimate something, because any situation can really get bad if it happens. So it was a nice trip, I've already said that. We enjoyed ourselves. It was Harriet's first night out for a while, so she enjoyed it a lot. It was the first time I'd been out with her camping for a while. So yeah, it was a good laugh. It was great fun. And it was just a shock for it to end that way. And luckily we're both back safe now, and we both learnt from this experience. So yeah, it's a good learning curve, and it makes you feel more motivated to practice more fire skills and just practice more skills, so it can help you if you're ever in these challenging situations. Because if it was any colder and I couldn't get a fire going, I could have got hypothermia. I was soaked, I was completely soaked, so all my hair was drenched, all my clothes were drenched. So if I couldn't get a fire going, that would have been a different story, or my stove going. So yeah, if we weren't getting picked up that day, I'd have to start thinking of getting a fire going and thinking of drying my clothes off and trying to get warm. Because yeah, if that's what it takes to survive, and you need to practice these skills. But yeah, that's why I think before people go out and they say, oh, it'll be easy, you're only going down the river, you need to be prepared really, and you need to take a life jacket, and you need to keep your clothes and your essentials in a bag that can keep dry, so like a plastic bag or something. But I think we're ordering a GoPro in now, so when I do go on these boat trips, I'll have a waterproof camera to video, and I think it would have been a good shot if I had the GoPro on my head, seeing how I acted in that situation and going under the tree. I can't remember going under that tree. I probably closed my eyes or whatever. So yeah, a GoPro is a good option. I don't think it will fry when it meets with water like the camcorder did. I really hope you enjoyed the video. It was something a bit different. I went through with my friend this time, Harriet, who's also the same age as me, and one of my very few friends who are into the outdoors and like camping and that sort of thing. So yeah, she's mainly the only friend that would do this, or very few select people in my school that would go out and camp and do bushcraft. So yeah, she loved it, and I think we both enjoyed the trip. It's great company, and it was a good experience. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.